This episode of Joyride is being brought to you by High Bank. High Bank is a proud Columbus-based distillery. Look for High Bank spirits at your local liquor store and favorite bars around the city. By purchasing High Bank spirits, you're supporting and drinking local. Drink local, drink High Bank.
You're listening to Joyride, a podcast for people who love cars. Now sit back and enjoy the ride.
I'm going to fall asleep. This is super comfortable. So we're back on the podcast, and the podcast has changed locations by about 15 feet.
Yes.
I'm Pete. That's Rob. I'm getting right into the comfortable shit.
Welcome
Yeah.
to Joyride.
We're sitting on couches now, and I am snoozy McSnoozertons loving this setup.
There you go. Yeah, we my wife commandeered our normal table.
Yeah.
And so alternate setup this week, but we're making it work.
Love it.
Yes.
Well, guys, welcome back. Rob, how are you?
I'm doing well, Pete. How are you doing?
Oh, man, I couldn't be better if I tried. I really couldn't. And I've been trying, so I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I can guess at one of the reasons why you're doing fairly well, and that's the thing that you arrived in tonight.
Yes.
He finally got squared away, the BMW.
I've got a
And
title. I've got legit license plates, and I've got state minimum coverage.
Which hopefully won't need.
Right. That's exactly why I got the cheapest one there was, because I won't need it.
Won't need it. Certainly not.
No, it's all good. We are legit on all three fronts. And I will tell you, I have to credit you for that, because I'm over here busting my ass at work, and Rob is blowing up my text messages asking me if I got my shit together on that car, and I still hadn't picked it up from the mechanic. I still hadn't gotten the license plate for it. But I said, you know what, Rob, you're right. We make time for the things that we like.
That's true.
And I like this car, so I'm gonna make some time. Showed up to the DMV. They open at 8. I got there quarter till, because I knew I was gonna be late to work.
Sure.
But I was the 42nd person in line on a Wednesday.
Oh no!
In the middle of the month.
No.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
I was miserable. I was so miserable that I got tags for all of my stuff, because I've got the truck, the trailer, and this car in my name. I got them all for 2 years. I'm not going back. Not going back.
Oh, man. Did you know it was bad when you were walking up to the building? Because was the door still closed?
Oh, yeah. It's locked. It's not open.
And there's a line.
I pull into the parking lot, and there's people standing on the curb, starting at the door, out into the parking lot.
Was it like the day before a holiday or something like that? It was
No.
just a Wednesday.
It's just a Wednesday.
Just normal Wednesday.
At a shitty little BMV east of Columbus, like.
Bummer.
Yeah. The people in there are nice. I would be angry if I worked there, and they're not angry people necessarily. But I mean, like, do you like waking up early, going to your job?
No.
Like, not even getting your full first cup of coffee in, and then before you can walk in the front door, you got to pass your first 40 customers. Like, shit, man. Like,
Yeah, that's no good.
No way to start a day.
No.
I walk into the office, and I purposely have a half hour blocked Monday through Friday from 8 to 8:30 on my calendar, so nobody will schedule a meeting for 8 o'clock.
Right.
Or 8:15.
Yeah.
Because I need a half hour to settle in.
Sure. Now, speaking of settling in, have you settled into the car? It's still fairly fresh for you.
Yeah, I've been daily driving it for the last 2 days.
Okay.
It's been interesting because I'm used to the creature comforts of the truck far more than I ever thought I was.
Right. And just to refresh the audience, the truck is a
2016 GMC Sierra quad cab SLT package.
Right.
So nice seats, nice radio, nice Bluetooth.
Sure.
Nice.
Okay.
Comfortable,
Sure.
right? Suspension smooth, soft. It's luxurious truck riding, right? This is not that at all. I like had to remember how to drink coffee and shift gears again.
Yeah.
My wife called me and I was trying to like leave a stoplight, like reach for my phone in my pants, and it was awful. And the suspension is so much tighter on this thing, as it should be. But
Right. Yeah.
I just haven't been in a car like this for so long that
Yeah.
there's a pretty stark difference. So settling in, I think I'm ready for it to go back to being the weekend car.
Yeah.
I've had some fun with it. It's been some nice days, but I'm going to put it in the garage and I'm going to take it out on a Saturday night or Friday night.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay. Well, I'm dying to see it. Can we go check it out?
Yeah. You ready?
All right, let's do this. Hey everybody, this is Rob. I'm cutting in real quick. Pete and I got some new wireless mics. Unfortunately, my particular mic was totally unusable. The audio was just horrible. We're still trying to figure them out. We had run some tests. Those worked fine. And when we got in the car, there's no way to monitor it while we were recording it. So for the next part of the podcast, you're just hearing Pete's audio. So that's why it might sound a little weird from time to time. I tried to do the best I could in post, but I didn't want to cut it out completely. So don't blow me up too much in the comments. Anyways, enjoy.
I got stone chips all the way up here. I mean, look at how deep those are. The whole hood needs repainted. Yeah. If it was daylight, you'd see how bad the splitter is. I mean, just chewed up. Yeah. Looks like a puppy, like just gnawed on it. It's a poor man's M3.
It's
and
awesome, though.
This is the poorest man's M3. This is barely a BMW.
It's got the badge on it. It's got the right headlights. It's 2 doors, which is great.
E46 and a 2-door coupe is just awesome.
Did you look at the new M3, M4
I
got
did.
revealed?
I did.
This looks better than that.
You're being kind.
All right. Well, let's get in it and take it for a spin. I'm
Okay.
gonna shut the,
Yeah? You ready? No, you're driving, bud.
Oh, you're driving.
No.
No.
Feel how heavy that door is? That's why I go so slow. All right. So now we're in the car.
So,
What do you think? I'm going to leave the door open.
Leave the door open.
So because it's nighttime, you don't see how worn this like cheap plastic is.
Yeah.
But it is
Lots of
bad.
scratch marks in the
Ton of scratch marks. Feel how like,
protective cover over the stick shift.
yeah. So that, was never moisturized apparently.
Yeah,
So it's like really dry leather.
Yeah.
It's a boot. This is the business radio. It's
Specifically labeled business.
yeah. It's the lowest end radio they put in these things. It's garbage. Speakers are shot. You can see the fading of the presets really bad.
Yeah.
You could write your name in the dust on the instrument panel. See the wear on the steering wheel.
Wear on the steering wheels, you can't really feel it, so that's good. But
Yeah.
it doesn't look great.
And it's uneven because of the stick shift, right? Like the hand
'cause
is
you're
always
here.
Yeah, right. Can you see the upholstery popping again?
Oh,
Dry.
so that's not nearly as bad as I thought as you made it out to be.
You got
Passable.
you got headliner droop coming down on the A frame.
Oh yeah, you
The A pillars.
It's not that bad.
And the back one's there. You can definitely see it like when you're trying to get in the trunk.
yeah,
Heated seats work.
nice.
Yeah, new clutch.
Well, see, okay, so that's the thing is you
Yeah.
just put a new clutch in this car.
Yeah.
I haven't driven a manual transmission car in roughly 2 years, 3 years. So you're sure about this?
I mean,
Okay.
this is the, what do they call it?
I'm not gonna adjust your seat position because
No, you should, please.
No, I think it's okay. The lights are where?
Lights are on the side.
Oh, right there.
There you go.
Got it.
We don't really have super cold AC, and the windows down will give us probably some terrible audio, so
Probably.
we might get smoked out here. Also, when they took the battery out and worked on this thing, it
It's
defaulted to Celsius. Yeah.
Which is super helpful.
So it's something. You hear the blower? Everybody hears the blower. It's really tough.
I just thought the radio came back on, and this was like the start of another song or something.
Yeah. And you got the myriad of lights glowing at you.
Brake, ABS, service engine soon.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the middle one is.
No traction control.
Okay.
So get ready to drift.
Okay.
Nah.
Anyway.
You got reverse? Nope.
How do you get
Hard over to the left and then up. There you go. There it is. Look at you.
brakes feel pretty nice.
They're not bad. There's about 65, 70% left on them from what he told me. I've noticed, and probably more acutely than ever, my big ass floating truck has like an automatic 8-speed transmission, right?
Okay.
And so I'm always floating, and it's always low RPMs for gas mileage. This thing is 5 gears, and so when you're doing 70 miles an hour, you're tacked up to $3,000.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't get any better than that. So it is a high wind, but the red line's only 6K.
Yeah. Well, I love it's so weird driving in a car. First off, it's this low to the ground because I have been used to driving in a Nissan Rogue and in my van.
Yeah.
So I literally haven't driven in a car, just period, that's a car.
That's a car, sure.
Let alone one like this that is low. This thing sits pretty low to the ground, even though it's, it's not like a performance BMW. It's, just the normal 3 Series, right?
Right,
so,
right. Yeah, and I've noticed that, like, you turn it and it where you point it, it goes. Like, my truck is, I know you're comparing a truck to a car. I mean, it's not a comparison at all, but just by driving a truck for 3 years nonstop, like in and out of traffic, even changing lanes, like I find myself overcorrecting because I didn't expect to be in the next lane so quickly.
Right.
So you're at about, 40, 45 miles an hour in third or fourth?
In third.
Okay.
About 3
That's where I'd
grand.
keep it, yeah. Because that's where you're going to, like, if this guy were to move out of your way, that's where you'd find your torque to accelerate another 10 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour.
So do you find that the torque is kind of in a certain part of the power band, or is it just...
It is definitely not anywhere near 2,500. I mean, like it starts to kick in right sub 3.
Okay.
So you end up high revving it a little bit more than I remember.
Right.
I also remember it being faster. I'm telling you, it's not fast.
Well, and I wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that it was faster because you were how old?
20,
and you were just a knucklehead, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, it was the fastest thing I had to that point, probably. I mean, short of that LT1 Caprice we talked about.
Right.
But, yeah, I remember it being, I mean, it's peppy.
Yeah.
You could, kind of grin while you're driving it, but, I mean, throw you back in your seat,
Throw you back in your seat is not...
And come out smiling, after a 20-minute, no, not really. There you go.
Feels good. Oh, man.
Yeah, see that?
Feels good and it sounds good, too. For being what year is it again?
2000.
2000.
Yeah.
Feels good. The seats aren't super comfortable.
No, they're not.
I feel like back seats fine, but where my ass is sitting,
it feels like
like
a I don't know, like a block or something.
Yeah,
right? I mean,
it doesn't feel.
No, there's zero cushion in it, and that might be a function of just being worn out.
Maybe.
But I don't think so. And then, I was thinking about doing some coilover suspension work,
Sure.
but I can't imagine it feeling any stiffer. And that just might be like old man Pete.
It doesn't feel like a suspension thing to me. It just feels like the seat just doesn't have much support in my ass.
I don't feel like any part of the car is soft.
Yeah.
And to stiffen this ride up even more, I would be uncomfortable. But I mean,
Man.
certainly without the performance too. Like, why would you do that to yourself?
Right. Yeah. The other thing too that I'm noticing is just how analog
Yes.
everything is. Like the gauges are all like monochromatic orange.
Yeah.
Same thing with the, infotainment, where the infotainment area would be, which is just a analog clock and a temperature gauge that's currently reading 16 Celsius.
Yeah. I guarantee you it's not blowing 16 Celsius. The body style will change, but the interior upgrading lags, right? Like, if I had my E30, my E36, and the E46 all in a row, and you sat behind the steering wheel in every one of them, you would see the longer design arc of the gauges and instrument cluster and radio section throughout the whole thing, even down to the cup holders. Like, I remember this thing being like very modern and very luxurious, and I got in and I was like, this wasn't at all what I remembered, right? Like, this is very basic, but very true to like the BMW lineage over through the 90s and into the 2000s. I mean, it's been a decade plus they've been barely changing this.
Because the cabin is relatively small, you don't get any sort of blocking from the A pillars or B pillars or anything like that. Visibility is really, really good.
I would say
couldn't make this poor Mercedes couldn't make up its mind of which way it wanted to go in the roundabout. So
now we're all stuck. I think what's probably next is nothing. And maybe start doing basic track work with it as a spec car. And then, and the reason I'm thinking that is because the limits. Whoa, too much. Where'd you go? Third?
I went from second back to first instead of to third.
Oh, wow.
So
I'm surprised I let you do that. There's just so much to do, and there's never a good stopping point. I can tell you, I don't enjoy driving it on the regular. I've been taking it to work.
Yeah.
I took it to work yesterday and took it to work today. And I took it to work yesterday because I got the plates yesterday so that we could do this.
Right.
And then I took it to work today because it was the car that wasn't blocked by any other cars.
Gotcha.
And driving it as like an everyday car, people look at you like you're a weirdo.
What do you mean by that?
It's a busted ass BMW, you know, and you know, I'm rolling around in this like shit-eating grin because of this backstory and everything, right? And everybody else is at a stoplight going, you know, that's a busted ass, roached out, shitty ass car, right? Like, what are you smiling about? You get a ton of weird looks.
I'm gonna go whichever way this Mercedes doesn't go because I can't. I should have gone a different way at that last roundabout.
Yeah, this guy's really out of his mind. Should we read the plate online? Or... Oh, he can't go that way. It's a detour.
Well, if he goes that way, I'm gonna go this way. I'll tell you, the pedal feel is really nice on the gas. It's super weighty, but also like the delivery is nice and linear too. So if you want a little bit from this, it's super easy to give it just a little extra. If you really want to step on it, you can, but it feels nice. Like the travel of the gas pedal feels good.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I don't know that I've ever stopped and kind of contemplated it though, but hearing you say it like that, I would agree with that description. A lot of forums and people that have made YouTube videos on this have raved about the steering being a visceral experience, even though it's an electronic steering rack. Like,
it is electronic.
I believe it is. Okay. Yeah, feeling that driving experience and being connected to the road with it. I, like yourself, wonder if I'm over enthused with it because I'm coming from, you know, a truck that's built to feel like a Cadillac, you know, like not a Cadillac, but just that comfy, all the work, you know, is done for you type of luxury ride. Yeah. This isn't like that. This has a little more work you got to put into it.
Let's go.
I hope you know where we're at.
I mean, I know roughly where we're at. But, you know,
I would tell you to get on 161 here and see if. There you go.
Feels good, man. Feels good.
Yeah, man.
Well, and you know, the other thing is like, I don't know if the audience has noticed anything, but it's not super creaky in here either. That's one thing. Like, there's no buzzing coming from any of the instrument panels. Like, the armrest is a little whatever, but it's also
Yeah.
not much padding there.
No, there's nothing here. There's nothing here. It's what I said. I remembered it being so luxurious, right?
Yeah.
And it's not at all. It was all in my head.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't feel luxurious in here. I have to say that. But I don't think maybe you bought this car for that back then,
Yeah.
but that's definitely not what you bought this car for now. You know
No,
what I mean?
certainly not. And not sure if I bought it for it back then or not. Maybe not. But I got to tell you, I don't mind the lack of luxury. I prefer just driving a car. Like, just give me a car that's fun to drive.
Yeah.
And I think this accomplishes that.
Yeah.
I would love for it to have a little more power, though. I would really, really like that.
I think that's probably true of everybody's car ever. Is, you know.
I don't know. Do you think you say that if you have a Mustang, GT350?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I suppose.
I wish I got the 500.
maybe not that. Where's the defrost action? going
Yeah,
on?
I don't. I mean, we gotta turn on the heat for defrost. This is about to get crazy here. Hold on.
Do I go left?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the blower.
Oh boy.
That's a problem, right?
Yeah, that's probably not great audio for our listeners.
Oh my god! It's all or nothing on the defrost. So you're gonna have to deal with that. Deal with that, Jack.
Alright, let's go this way.
Rob is literally getting further and further away from his house. I feel like we might have to get a hotel room tonight. It says Granville this way. Where are we going?
Over
There's
fifth.
Fifth. There you go. So what are you doing? You're 75, 80?
80, yeah, $3,000-ish right
Yeah.
now, yeah.
Yeah.
Very smooth though, too. When you're not shifting it from second back into first. Just at speed.
At
very
speed,
smooth.
yeah.
Feels like solid. Like really, really nice.
Not bad for a 20-year-old car.
You know, I expected it to be rattling around. I expected it to be
Pretty tight, right? Like
Yeah.
it's really tight for its age. It helps that there's new tires on. I mean, the tires probably have
okay.
2,000 miles on them. But yeah, I mean, just super tight.
Do you wish it was a 6-speed? Like, do you wish
Oh.
it had another gear?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, it's
Because I can feel like right now, like
Right now, you want
really want to pop it back into 6th.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, man. Like only being behind the wheel of this thing for this long, I don't think you need to be as negative on it in your brain as you are. I think driving around an old BMW like this is an experience, and it's got personality. I mean, that's the thing. When you're driving around and you're looking at so many cars, it's like they all sort of
They've all morphed into the same.
yeah, they all could be weird cousins. Like there's some sort of like horrible inbreeding going on, you know, with car styling and stuff like that. Just 80%, right, of what's on the road just looks like it could be related.
You know, and it's a function of like what sells from a color perspective. It's a function of like everybody trying to get the aero right for the fuel economy regulations that are kicking in. But yeah, I mean, like this looks different. And frankly, I think it drives different too than a lot of the new stuff. I don't mind the tech and stuff. I've missed my truck these last 2 days because of the creature comforts.
Sure. The only thing really that I would miss as far as tech is considered is probably Bluetooth, just to play audio from my phone to the thing.
Coming over tonight, it was like stuck with the radio.
Yeah.
Doing 70 miles an hour with the windows down, you're not going to hear your Spotify.
Right. Especially when you don't have an aftermarket or the premium sound system, when you only have the business class radio.
Yeah, business standard. Rob's making sure the brakes work, just stopping on a dime here. You know where you are?
Roughly.
Okay.
I like that your MPG gauge just sort of bounces around.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's got its little like thing underneath the tachometer that's supposed to be miles per gallon, and it just is bouncing left and right.
Yeah.
Is letting you know whether I'm pushing on the gas or not.
It's directly correlated to how far that gas pedal is pressed against the floor. Yeah. Ooh, giving me a little bit of a pucker. Okay. All right. Rob's been in the car for 15 minutes and he's throwing it around like he's had it for 15 years.
See,
Morris.
Morris Road.
This is not the Morris Road, I know.
No, you don't
No.
recognize Morris Road?
No.
It's there's no traffic out here right now, and I don't know if this road is going to be closed going this way or not. But
Yeah, there's a good chance. So, what do you think?
I love it, man. I think it's great.
So, where do you feel that clutch grabbing? Talk
Like
about
right
that.
near pretty close to the top.
If you can imagine, that clutch grabbed even higher than that.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, so I would, compared to what it was, I would describe that clutch grabbing more in the middle.
Okay.
But that doesn't make me right or wrong. I'm just, like, on a relative basis, the clutch was, almost not grabbing.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I know where we're at. We're by my old house.
Are we that far out?
Yeah, this is Mink. Yeah. If you go that way, you'll hit 256. We're in Pickerington.
What's that sound when I'm going into second? There's like a little bit of a vibration there.
Yeah, you're slamming it too hard. Be gentle. It's a 20-year-old, $150,000 running it like he's fucking on a track.
All right, I will be a little nicer to your baby. I'm sorry. Yeah.
There you go. See?
Gentle.
See? Then once you get that down, you want to rev match that second gear.
Oh, yeah.
Just messing with you.
Boy, that's,
I'm just being a shitty head. Don't worry about it.
That's a little beyond my scope for the time being.
No, you're doing fine, man. You're like, I haven't driven a stick in you did fine. You haven't installed it yet. I've installed it twice.
On this nice paved road like this, it's like
This is newly paved. This is
drive
fresh.
butter,
Yeah.
man.
Surprising. It's surprising for its age. It really is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me ask you this question. Hypothetically, this is your car.
Yeah.
You've driven it now a half hour.
Mhm.
What do you do to it?
It's tough because putting new seats in something is kind of a guessing man's game because
Yeah.
you don't have those retail shops where you can go and like sit in them to test. And I
Yeah.
would hate to spend however much money and drop new seats and
Anywhere from 1,200 on up, man.
Yeah.
The sky's the limit, really.
Yeah. So maybe, I guess it would depend on how much I was driving it. Like if it was
It's a weekend car for you.
if it's a weekend car, man, I don't know that I do anything besides bodywork and paint probably.
Bodywork and paint. Yeah.
I'm not crazy about the wheels. I know you love the wheels.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know that I would change them either because of the kind of car this is,
Yeah, that's my problem. Like the second I go and put an aftermarket wheel on this thing, I don't know what its identity is, right? Because it's not fast,
Right.
it's not track worthy, it's not stock. Then, so what am I after with it? But I would like to see a lower profile tire on this thing,
Yeah.
and I would like to see a powder coated black rim potentially, but. Once you do it, it just feels like an identity crisis. I don't know if it's in part because it's red. If it would be easier if it was white or black.
Kind of car,
Yeah.
know?
That's true.
It's a sport-ish car, but it's not a sporty car. You know what I mean? Just for the kind of car it is, right? Do you put it in drive when you?
I put it in first and then turn it off. Yeah, just so it doesn't roll. Extra protection. And then lights, because it'll yell at you. There you go.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, now roll out of this thing like an old man. So now, yeah, you got a little bit of light on it.
Yeah.
Let's see what these headlights look like. Tell me what you think. Now, these aren't the angel eyes or halos
I think maybe that would be what I would do.
Yeah.
Because I love that look. I don't know why they ever went away from that.
They never went away from it as much as, like, it's extra money, right? And this is the base bottom.
Right, yeah.
But they're not a hard upgrade. There's actually quite a bit of availability.
Drop, like, you can do it yourself, right?
Yeah. There's 100,000 YouTube videos on it.
So it's close, but
It's close, but it's not.
I think that would be what I would do.
Yeah.
Because I love aesthetically. That's what I love about that. So many cars have sort of stolen that.
Yeah.
That look.
Yeah.
Like the
Almost
new
everything now.
Challengers-
Yeah.
The new Challengers have the angel eyes, you know.
This, because this bumper is so chewed up and everything, I think I'll end up having to get or want to get a new bumper and do a plate delete and open up the grill so I can eventually drop in a bigger radiator. If I do anything, I'll turn it into an M3 clone. So I'll get an M3 bumper, which is a lot different.
Yeah.
I thought about getting M3 fenders because I have to replace
the front one anyway.
So do this one as well, and then that'll change the side, the fender signal, and get the grill fender. But then when you do that, you got to go to the back. Even before you get to the back, these are ovaled on an M3.
Right.
So now we're talking about the mirrors.
The mirrors, yeah.
The mirrors are ovaled, and these are square. So I'd have to change that. Then we're moving back to the tail lights, and the tail lights are LED and white. So the indicators, the front turn signal indicators, lenses are white, and so are the rears on the M3. So you got to change those, and then you got to debadge the 323 CI. And then after that, the only way you know is because your exhaust isn't. Yeah, your exhaust isn't right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all there. Tough to chop it up.
Yeah, and I almost wonder, the cost of doing M3 bumper, M3 side fenders, tail light covers, mirrors.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just get an M3 for the proper cost of that.
Yeah.
It'll be a convertible.
It'll be a convertible.
It'll be 100. It'll have the same miles as this.
Yeah.
It's 140.
It might have more.
Yeah.
And it definitely was driven like you drove it. No.
It's beautiful, man.
Let's head back to your place.
P-tuning it in the parking lot now.
Little donut. Man, if she was just fast. All right, so we're back.
We're back in the studio.
Man, are we back. Whew, that was a long one.
It was good. It felt really good.
What'd you think?
I had a blast.
Did you?
I really had fun.
Good,
Now, I
good.
mean, I think it's definitely part of the fact that I haven't driven a car of that size in a long time.
Yeah.
Let alone one that premium's not really the right word.
no,
you know what I mean?
no.
But like that breed, that breed of car, right?
Yeah. Pedigree.
That pedigree, right?
It's even ironic in
There-
itself.
There were parts of it that felt really nice. Specifically like the pedal feel was great.
Yeah.
Shifter was great when I wasn't shifting it in into first again.
The gear's so nice, you tried it twice.
Oh God. Steering feel was great. Great experience.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun. What I haven't told you about this is like I find myself going way too fast.
Oh yeah.
I was doing 85 on the way up here, and I was like, how am I doing 85?
I noticed that as well. And part of that is because I didn't have the steering wheel set in the right spot. I couldn't see the top of the gauge cluster.
Yeah.
So I couldn't, once it got above 45, 50,
You lost.
I lost
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So it's, I'm just living in,
Yeah, living in what feels good.
and going fast feels good.
Yeah.
And because it's such a smooth car, it's not rattling around. It's not shaking.
Doesn't
You're not,
feel like it's
it doesn't
gonna blow up.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like
Yeah.
it's coming apart. Yeah, I definitely was a few times going much faster than I thought I was.
That's the
and then
problem.
I looked down. I sort of like leaned back and looked
Yeah.
down and was like, oh,
But-
got it. Time to get off the gas a little bit.
Yeah. It's in a weird spot for me right now because I had the E30, the 86, and that one felt like a classic car. That one felt
Yeah.
not classic in the sense where like it was show and everybody was oohing and awing, but there was a certain uniqueness to it because it had a different vintage to it.
Yeah.
This is old.
It's old, but it's not quite vintage
It's
yet.
not quite vintage.
Yeah,
yet.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm coming around to this personality of it and trying to find out how I feel about it because the black one was old
Right.
and classic BMW, and you got away with a lot more in dings and ride and feel because you had the coolness of the old car. Right?
Yeah. 140,000 miles. It's almost a damn near 20-year-old car.
Mhm. No, it is
I was
boring,
expecting more rattles, more shakes,
Yeah.
that sort of creaky thing. It was solid.
That is a super tight car. The 86, no. Nope.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bad. It was bad. But again, you like overlooked it because it was old car. It's fun.
Yeah.
Sport-ish, I think, is my favorite thing you said in that car ride. It's sport-ish.
It's
I'm like,
sport adjacent.
yeah, right. If there's a Venn diagram,
It's definitely fast enough to have fun in though. And that to
Yeah.
me is all that matters. Like I don't care if a car does 0 to 60. I mean, did you see the article the other day that the new Tesla, not even, I just
2
think
seconds,
that,
right?
2 seconds,
Yeah.
sub 2 seconds, not even the P100D, just the
Yeah.
normal Model S.
yeah.
The new one is going to be sub 2 seconds, 0 to 60. Now, that's fine. 0 to 60 in 7 seconds is fine. As long as the car is fast enough to put a smile on my face, like
Yeah.
I could give two shits. Like I don't care. It's not important to me.
I think I'm gonna try to make the experience a little more authentic. And maybe authentic is the wrong word. Maybe raw is what I'm looking for. Putting a weighted shifter in there, shortening the throw a little bit. Maybe not a straight pipe muffler, but putting something with a little less.
Could definitely do with a better sound coming out the
Yeah.
back
I
for
mean, it's-
sure.
it's-
Because the engine noise sounds good. Like the induction of the engine sounds great.
But yeah, I think after tonight I'll put it in the garage and probably leave it there for a couple days.
Give it a break.
Go back to the truck.
I mean, that's part of having a fleet.
Yeah, fleet. Fleet of busted ass cars, man.
It's hardly a busted car.
Wow. I appreciate that. No, it's been fun. All right. Well, that might be another episode,
It's
huh?
another one in the books.
It's a different one.
Yes.
Wonder how you guys feel about the format this week. So let us know at our email, contact joyridepod@gmail.com.
Very nicely done.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe our Instagram handle.
Joyride Pod. There'll be some maybe some more shots of what we took out on the road tonight.
Possibly. And where's our swag being able to get purchased from?
You can hit up our website, joyridepod.com, and
There it
you can
is, yeah.
listen to episodes. You can check out some swag, some shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, whatever.
Yeah.
That's it.
Another one.
Until next time.
Enjoy the ride.
What size tires are those?
Those are probably 16s.
There is some screaming going on.
Yeah. He has to call the police?
Actually,
I-
a little
I-
more. An 86. How old are you? I can't do math after one crown. Jeez.
That not even one. That's like half of
I
one.
know. I just had a little baby sip. 'Cause
Little
it's so
baby.
good.